Living in Nob Hill is all about being next to the shops, restaurants, University of New Mexico, all of the vibrancy and culture of Albuquerque, really located in one hub. And so in this video, we're going to go through the pros and cons of what it's like to live in Nob Hill, some concerns in terms of older housing and things you need to look for before you buy a home, and then all about the lifestyle. I've touched on a little bit of it already. I'm here with my good friend, Mr. Andy Slow.
Yes.
Hi.
I'm here.
He's here.
Yeah, I'm here.
He's alive.
I'm alive. Yes, Nob Hill, where you get the true flavor of living in a university town.
True.
Yes.
In sort of the middle of the city.
Right there, right in there.
It's interesting because I would say it feels like the middle of the city, but really it's not. It's at the southern end of Albuquerque. Yeah. But it just feels like the hub of all the energy and everything going on, the festivals, the shops, restaurants, everything along Central. It's just such an incredible place to live. And it's also got, in my opinion, the most diverse architecture in all of Albuquerque. Yeah. You have everything from, you were mentioning the Mediterranean homes in Spruce Park. And when we talk about Nob Hill in this video, we're talking about the entire north and south campus areas. Mm-hmm. So we have mid-century moderns, Mediterraneans, Pueblo styles, just really cool older homes with a lot of character and charm that were built starting in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. And you can find, like I said, some mid-century moderns and some built in the 70s. And even some newer constructed homes with lots that were just never built on. And now you have these, you had mentioned that you would love to one day, or you love the idea of living in like an all concrete house.
Oh yeah, I've seen a few of those, the new, more modern,
yes,
on the elevated lots that have some views.
Yeah, there's one in Spruce Park. It was in, I think, Breaking Bad, one of the scenes. Mm-hmm. Awesome architecture with basically concrete, everything, and then huge windows framing the view. And there's another one too near UNM North Golf Course. Beautiful.
Isn't Spruce Park in the general area we refer to as Pill Hill?
Oh, sure. Right. Well, that's a good thing to talk about. So not only is Nob Hill near all the shops and restaurants and everything going on at the University of New Mexico, but it's also near the main hospitals, Lovelace, Presbyterian, UNMH. And then it's also near Kirtland Air Force Base, Sandia Labs. And then you're just 5 minutes away from downtown. So in terms of job opportunities nearby, in terms of the amount of people that would be interested in your home if you were to sell your property in Nob Hill, it's one of the highest in all of Albuquerque.
Right. A lot of doctors and nurses live there. That's hence the name Pill Hill, or the nickname Pill Hill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we have some clients that we've helped buy some homes and get them listed on Airbnb, VRBO, Nurse Finder. And they've been very successful in leasing their spaces furnished. Yes. And having that sort of medium, longer term rents, 12 to 24 months. And then you have the Airbnbs, which are short, 5 days or, a weekend. Mm-hmm. That middle ground, that, 3 to 6 months is a really sweet spot to be in, because the time that you're taking to take care of the property is less, the turnover is less. And you have renters who are here to work, and they're not at the house as much.
True. That's true. Yeah, exactly.
So typically they're just, the wear and tear on your home and furniture is a little bit less. One other thing, it is near Uptown as well. Mm-hmm. A lot of places to work there, and they have everything going on at the mall, Coronado Mall, Uptown Mall, and then Windrock has really developed. Have you been to the new... There's like a sawmill market, but in
it's beautiful.
Uptown area. Mm-hmm. Yeah, very pretty in there.
They've got the park and the water feature.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Nice movie theater. That area is kind of funny to me. We're getting off topic a little bit here too, but they have all that going on, and then they have New Mexico Ortho. It just seems so out of place.
Yeah.
With all the, like, you go there to shop at Ulta Beauty, or you could go have surgery on your knee.
Well, it's truly urban in the sense that they really just have a great mix of, and then there's the Trader Joe's that you love so much there.
Yeah, absolutely. Love Trader Joe's. Yeah. Nob Hill's close to shops, restaurants, 10 to 15 minutes from the airport.
Foods, they just swamped up there.
Right there on Carlisle.
Yeah.
Beautiful Whole Foods.
Yeah,
Whole
gorgeous.
Foods. some of the best meat selection, fish selection.
They had
that
one there originally, but they
It was across the street, and they
moved
they tore down the Kmart. We used to joke about some of the houses that were right there on Indian School, just because of the noise. They were the Kmart special.
yeah,
So you could get a good deal on the house. But
yeah.
someday we should talk about, in one of these podcasts, a little bit more in depth about the negatives of living along the busy street. There are studies about the noise, sound pollution, and the effect it has on your health and well-being. And so we'll dive into that. But in terms of housing in Nob Hill, the average home is about 1,800 square feet, sells for about $246 a foot, 41 days on market, and the average price is around $420,000.
Right.
No comment on 420 at all?
Well, I mean, my hesitation was that sounds like a really great entry price, and there are homes, obviously, at that entry price. But when I think of Nob Hill, I think of a little bit more elevated price point.
Yeah. I think that's the part of it, and that is typical of Albuquerque as a whole. Is you have one street, beautiful homes, or one neighborhood, beautiful homes, quiet setting around a park. And then you have a couple streets over, and it's maybe not as nice. So when we include the entire Nob Hill itself, which we'll just go through real quick, borders Lomas on the north end, Central on the south end, Washington East, and Girard West. The price point in there is going to be much higher than this average.
Exactly.
And so when you take into account all of South Campus, which is a little bit less valuable than some areas of North Campus, although along Ridgecrest is a different conversation, that's how I think we get to that number.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So some things to look out for when you are purchasing a home in Nob Hill. Since they were built 40s and 50s, they're usually built on a crawl space. So you want to have your inspector crawl down in the crawl space, make sure that the foundation posts are in concrete and the stem walls look good. There's not huge cracking or sinking in areas. You'll want to have a sewer scope. Nico and I joke about this. There was some clients we had that bought a house in North Campus recently, and I had recommended they get a sewer scope. Their parents thought unnecessary.
Right.
And thank goodness they did, because it came back with a $9,000 replacement needed. A lot of the sewer lines back in the day, they used Orangeburg, which is basically cardboard.
Or clay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And easy to disintegrate. And along those lines, galvanized plumbing was used at that time, which erodes from the inside out. So you don't know there's an issue until all of a sudden there's a leak, and your leak's in the crawl space. So just make sure you have a thorough inspector do their due diligence before you purchase that home. None of this stuff I would say is scary. It's typical of the area. Everyone's living with it. But you just want to make sure you know everything before you get to the closing
Some of the older homes have partial basements, which I really love.
Yeah, partial basements. Especially the newer homes, as we started getting closer to the Cold War, became a little bit more popular. And then the older ones, the ones built in the 20s and 30s, where they used to heat the house with coal, and it was, the furnace was down in the basement, and they dropped the coal off, and so
down the little sub-basement window into the the storage area.
Yeah. Also, electric. Make sure that you get a proper inspection for the electric, because some of the older homes have that knob and tube.
Yeah.
And a lot of insurance companies don't want to insure that anymore. It's rare to find one that does. We have found one or two, so if you buy a home that has that, it's not the end of the world, but something to keep an eye out for.
Yeah.
Again, schools, crime, you should do your research on that. And let's see, what else about Nob Hill?
Well, keeping in mind that there is a lot of multifamily that provides housing for the university population.
Absolutely.
So some of that can look a little rough around the edges, but just remember, it's just university students, right? So maybe not the most aesthetically pleasing in terms of the structure or the development, but it's not a dangerous area.
Right.
Necessarily, because it's not appealing.
Yeah, and they've done a lot of work, especially east on Central. They've started to develop that area. that you get closer to the International District, there's the new, what's that apartment complex, Broadstone? There's like Broadstone, Nob Hill, just some higher end multifamily is what I'm trying
newer
to say.
construction.
Yeah, and also as well closer to Presbyterian Hospital, very southern, western, central. Those two areas I think were in previous times when I was going to UNM, more the problematic areas, and they've done a lot of development in the area too.
And then Central, I guess, has had a lot of development.
Well, and yeah, I think I've maybe mentioned this before, but Central's really gone through a difficult period of probably 20 years. So things were moving along nicely, and then they started Albuquerque Rapid Transit. So that's what you see now with the little medians, and it used to be a 2-lane road, Central.
Well, isn't that am I wrong? Because I'm not from here, but the old Route 66, isn't it?
Yeah, it goes along that.
Yeah.
And so when I was going to school, the Central was tree lined, fun place to walk. You felt, more or less safe. And then they started construction. Construction lasted for a while. I remember it being maybe 2 to 4 years. And a lot of the businesses along Central failed during that time because a lot of people avoided the area because of construction.
And now that development of Central goes all the way to the west side, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep, across the river.
Trying to enhance it, draw back the businesses and the walking community and all of that.
So I think art ended maybe in 2018, 2019, and we felt like Central and Nob Hill was coming back to life. Businesses were opening up, blah, blah, blah. And then boom, just like that, COVID.
Yeah.
And those businesses that were newer, they had a lot of turnover. And so now what you see on Central is not what it was 10 years ago, 10, 15 years ago, but some of the best restaurants have stayed throughout the whole process. Two Fools, Flying Star, Frontier, Saggio's. We were mentioning how Starbucks turned into the Ihatov bakery. There's some great Greek restaurants. We were wondering if Tia B's closed. I mean, just some of the best shops and restaurants that you can think of in all of Albuquerque are there. Scalo's, which you really like.
It just has that university community vibe. It's kind of like when you think of old school Austin. Not so much anymore because Austin's loaded into this giant metropolitan city, but just that old school university vibe. Yeah. It's a really fun place to be, and we love going and having dinner at Tucci's and Teddy Rose's, their little hidden speakeasy at the back. Have you been into I have not.
Teddy Rose?
About it, yeah,
it's fun. You do the little knock and you get it going.
Of course, whenever there's a parade of any kind, it's going to be right there. And
I mean, depending on how well you do over the next couple of weeks, or even in this podcast, maybe someday we'll take the office there.
I've been waiting for that. There's always this alleged office dinner somewhere fancy, but it just never comes to pass.
Yeah, it's just like hard to put up with you all day and then think about having to deal with you at night as well.
Well, you know what? It's mutual, so we've got that working.
Fair. That's fair. I know you'd rather go to the dog park anyways.
Yes. Love me some dog park.
Yeah.
Or the casino.
Let's see, what else about Nob Hill is there important?
Well, it's just a unique flavor of urban in the best possible way. Some people associate urban with a negative connotation.
Yeah, well, I think that's the great thing about Albuquerque is you do have the ability to live in Nob Hill, or you could live in a place like Placitas or Paco or Los Ranchos or Corrales.
Right. So many different flavors.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that about Albuquerque. It also, like, along those lines, it feels like we have these little microclimates.
Exactly.
Like living up on the West Mesa is so different than living down in the valley versus living up in Sandia Heights.
Right. Like you say, microclimates, the temperatures are different.
Temperatures are different, greenery, the animals and plants and everything around you is just different. And
it's kind of competitive. North Valley people are like, we'd never go to the east side.
Oh, of course. Yeah, and the people in Northeast Side say, I will never cross the river.
Never cross the river.
And then the people on the West Side always think, those little stuffy people on the Northeast Sides, they don't know what they're missing over here.
Yeah.
Because there are so many good elements of all of them. And I think that's the point of this podcast, is to try to get into those granular details about what it's like to live in all these areas. So we'll hit the West Side, we'll hit South Valley, we'll hit Placitas, and really dive into pros and cons of living in those places. And I think when you look at Nob Hill, there are so many pros of having that lifestyle, that urban lifestyle.
It's a little bohemian, a little more artistic, a little more...
But you're still 10, 15 minutes away from the river or the mountains if you want to also hike or...
Oh, yeah. That's what makes it so great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Incredible place. And, of course, you have the University of New Mexico there, and they have some of the best architecture and I'm hoping that we're able to...
the fairgrounds are very close.
Yeah, but the fairgrounds, they're developing into multifamily.
Oh, are they? Is it going away completely?
Yeah, although Santi was saying last night, because he was shooting in Fort Hills, that he saw it going on, and I thought they were not doing it this year.
Where would the fair be then?
No more.
No more.
Not in Albuquerque, at least. I'm sure the state fair will maybe be in Las Cruces.
Wow, that's big news for me. It never even occurred to me there'd never be a state fair.
Yeah. Speaking of food and the fair and all that, would you say Texas barbecue is the best?
Oh, for sure. Of course, that's a big debate because vinegar base is the...
North Carolinas.
Yeah, that's...
And then there's the Midwest, which is kind of an in-between.
Texas barbecue is like what I brought in on those ribs. You've got all the...
Cooked well, just flavors are lacking.
Okay, you're not going to get any more barbecue from
He said
it. No, it's that rich brown sugar and tomato-based sauces, and it's just got more flavor.
Yeah.
Like, what's the chain here that's Texas chain?
Rudy's?
Rudy's. That is good-ass Texas barbecue.
Is that what you brought in that one day? What did you bring in that one day?
Oh, no, that was that chain that you...
Dickies?
Dickies. It's a franchise.
Dickies.
You just do that because there's no other place open at the moment.
Have you seen all this stuff with Cracker Barrel?
Yeah, it's kind of silly.
I think it's a whole marketing stunt. I think they did it on purpose.
Don't tell the guy that got fired that, because he's probably lost his job.
Well, it wasn't her. She.
Oh, and it was a third party.
Have you read their memo on how they fired her and all that? They said
no.
she with her thick glasses, she couldn't even see who we really were, or something crazy.
Oh, wow.
They went hard.
I'm not really sure why they wanted to mess with the logo to begin with.
They must not be doing great as a business. I mean, I know people go there and they like the nostalgia, but...
I'm going to answer my own question.
Oh, sure,
okay.
Sure.
So what happens is these kids, they're so sharp and so brilliant and they're so well educated.
At the university, yeah.
They go to school. Their parents have sent them to school. They've never had a real job. They aren't working they're not operating in reality. And they go all the way, get their MBA, and then they come and their very first job ever, they've never waited tables, they've never had a real job, is working in the executive suite at Cracker Barrel.
Right.
And then they get this crazy idea that, we need to modernize our brand.
Yep.
Because all they've been taught is brand. And they don't understand what real people think.
Yeah.
And when you start jacking with the Cracker Barrel brand, take the old white man off I'm assuming he was an old white man, right?
I don't know. Yeah, I would assume too.
It just fundamentally goes...
Definitely an old-timer.
Yeah, an old-timer. It just doesn't set well with real people.
The idea of trying to, especially areas like Nob Hill and like Old Town, Sawmill, downtown. I love these areas that even what they're doing at Windrock, walkability.
That's what they're trying to make that whole area walkable.
Right. Because when I go to other cities, when I go to like Phoenix and I go to their Fashion Square Mall and I go, to other places, it just is so enjoyable to be outside, walking around and feel safe enough to do it. Mm-hmm. And it's pretty enough and well taken care of enough.
Kind of imagine that whole fairgrounds perimeter, if it's all flanked with beautiful townhomes.
Yeah.
And
sure.
It then becomes a completely different feel.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's the goal with it.
Yeah. I love it. All right, well, let's wrap this up. If you are considering a move to Nob Hill, if you own a home in Nob Hill, We'd love to help in whatever capacity. Feel free to give us a call, text, or email. I want to thank you so much for watching, liking, and subscribing. This has been a TED Talk about Cracker Barrel with Andy. We'll see you on the next video.
All right. Thank
Bye.
you.